Welcome to RunnerTrack's CSUB's Organizational Training and Leadership Series. This module is all about RunnerSync analytics and polls, the features of your club page that allow you to analyze club data. Hover your cursor over the icons to the left and a sidebar will open. Click Analytics. The Analytics page has a lot of helpful data generated by student attendance check-in. There is a navigation bar across the top of the screen that allows you to customize what information you want to see on the various graphs. You can choose from one or all organizations for which you are an admin, or select only certain categories, events, etc. You may not see every button here every time. For instance, if you don't have any tagged events, the Sort by Tags option will not be visible. In the upper right, set the start and end dates for the window of time you'd like the program to analyze. Usually it's from the start of the semester to the current date, but it can be changed to any start and end dates. The top bar graph will have a separate bar for each distinct day when an event was held. In some cases, there may be more than one event on a single day. You can look at this report by day, or by week, or by month. You can hover your mouse over any blue rectangle and a pop-up will appear with information about that event, its name, attendance, location, date, and time. Directly below the bar graph is a numerical summary of some of the information. In this case, we are looking at a single organization that hosted 16 events. There were 174 total attendees at these events, but only 49 unique visitors, so some students went to multiple events, which is to be expected. The average attendance at this club's event was roughly 11 students. The next section is made up of 3 pie charts. The first chart is loyalty. This lets you see what percentage of attendees went to more than one event and how many only went to one. 4% of this club's event attendees only went to a single event, so this club is doing a great job at finding students and keeping them around. The next chart is membership. It tells you how many attendees were club members or just visitors participating in the club's events. Roughly a quarter of the attendees were not members of the club. The final chart is categories. It's really not helpful unless you're involved in multiple clubs. For clubs that are listed under multiple categories, and if you're only looking at a single club, the pie chart will always be divided evenly. If you hover your mouse over part of the pie chart, it will tell you the exact number as well as the percent. This is helpful if you have a pie chart with many thin sections. Below the pie charts are 4 more charts. The tags graph is only helpful if you properly tag all of your events. The top organizations tag is only helpful if you're looking at more than one organization. The most helpful graphs are the 2 on the right. Top locations will show you every location where you've held an event. You can see from the bar roughly how many students attended, but not an exact number. Since the name of the location is frequently cut off due to space limitations, hover your mouse over the name and a window will pop up with the full name of the location. The final chart is the top events chart. This chart takes the top 10 club events with the highest attendance, ranks them, and gives you a visual representation of how many people attended. Hover your mouse over the name of the event for the full name. This is a good example why it's important to name your events with enough information to make them distinct from one another. If you put an event into 25 Live as a repeating event, every iteration of that event will come over to RunnerSync with the same name. You can go in later to customize the name or make other changes like uploading an event image. Change Club Meeting to Club Meeting Week 4 or Club Meeting Speaker Joe Smith. Another way for you to collect data is to create a poll. Hover your cursor over the icons to the left and choose Create from the sidebar. Choose Poll and you'll be taken to the poll creation page. Polls are made up of 3 parts: the question, the choices, and options, which asks you where you want the poll to go. For this poll, we'll ask a question with many possible answers. What is your favorite sport? This is a single response question, so choose Single Select. You can only have one favorite sport, so only one answer can be selected. If the question was, which of these sports do you like, you would choose Multi-Select. If the question was, do you like sports or do you like basketball, you would choose the Yes/No option. The choices fields will only have a single line, but as soon as you put something on that line, another line will open up. Polls can have between 2 and 5 responses. For options, choose where you want the poll attached. Not all of these options may be available to you. Generally, you will either attach your poll to your organization, which will then attach it to every one of your club's events, or you can attach it to an event, and you can attach it to more than one. For instance, you might attach it to every event except club meetings. And that's it. Now go back to your club's event page. Under Polls, you will be able to see all of the polls you have available to you. Click the 3 dots to the right of the poll to see the results or to edit or deactivate the poll. To add a poll to an event, go into the poll and select the event, not the other way around. You can also create a poll from this screen by clicking the plus sign in the upper right. Here are a few last thoughts about RunnerSync analytics and polls. Every time you visit or refresh the page, the options will all return to default. Make sure you have the correct organization selected and the start and end dates for your window are set properly. If you go to analytics and there's nothing there, that's probably why. Try to take advantage of the data here and do something with it. See what locations have the highest attendance and try to use those more frequently. See if there are some days with better turnout than others. Since this is likely to change each term with students' class schedules, revisit it a couple of times per semester. Finally, see which events are attracting new students, then go into those events and reach out to the students. Invite them back or extend an invitation to join your club. Maybe plan a social so they can get to know you better. You can create multiple polls and attach them to the same event. There doesn't appear to be a limit to how many polls you can attach to a single event, but keep in mind every poll adds extra time to the check-in process. To see your polls and responses, go to Events and click the Polls tab. You cannot edit polls once a response has been received. Finally, once a student is asked a poll question, if that student checks in to another event with the same poll, the student will not be asked the question a second time. Thank you for watching our RunnerTracks Officer Training and Leadership video for RunnerSync Analytics and Polls. Please return to the RunnerTracks training forum, answer a few questions about this video, and submit the form. If you have questions or want more information, email us at getinvolved@csub.edu, and please watch our other RunnerTracks videos.